You're that division agent, right? You're that division agent, right?
'Dear God, I'm tired.'
よし。よし。OK。じゃあ次。
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
よいしょ。なんで？何もやってないけど。なぜバレた？え？え？あ、た ああ。お。すずさん、こんにちは。こんばんは。Actually, yes, good evening. 안녕하세요. Today we have a SOTG, right? SOTG ありますね。楽しみです。マリオさん、こんばんは。今日の SOTG で全てが決まる気がします。このゲーム。頼むよ。SOTG, yes, state of the game. The massive will announce. Oh, ちょ。バカ。Will announce the new game mode, Skyscraper. Many people guess just like underground or resistance. So it should be the repeatable content. I hope they're gonna make those repeatable contents for this game. Otherwise, many like good players already get bored. ナイトさん、いよいよ今夜ですね。怖いですね。よいしょ。いやー、今のヘッド当たってないか。ここ当てちゃって。わー、アンブッシュ来た。先に出して、これヘッシュ取って、Yes, Mantis and white this. DJ, yo, what's up? Today we gonna have a SOTG, right? Let's see what they gonna look like. And I just checked the UBI soft forward will be on 10th of September, and Massive said they're gonna announce the release date of season 3 on the forward. So I thought today they're gonna announce, but no. Yeah. That's what I really want. And what happened to the drop quality? It's getting drop and drop, I think. Yes. Detail skyscraper and the new gear set, right? For the skyscraper. Where is the enemy? はい。ちょ。Too close. わお No. New, yes, gear set. そうですね。9月11日はシーズン3のリリースデートについて一応やるって書いてあったね。シーズン3の詳細みたいな感じ。見て、どこ？お？ Where？ あ、Okay. Okay. Ah. Okay. Yes. After the update, oh gosh. Always they drop the drop quality. Ah, so sad. They don't need to either increase or drop the quality of the routine. Oh.
And I'll get you again. New mag.
Oh. West. Yes, east. Ta. Ta. Ah. Nice.
You. That was a tough.
Yeah. No AUG. No. いや。ナイトさん、恐ろしいことを言っとるで。基礎チップ部品。今俺20だったね。もうダメじゃん。藤井さん、また荒れてんの？荒れまくりやな。荒れるのは今日の SOTG 後でもええんやで。もうすんごいカクカクしてるけどな。正直今。プレイできるような状態じゃないけど頑張ってやってる。ニチェ。あ、スードさん、what does it mean? ニチェ20。うん、24時。0am。シャンカって。麻雀はね、最初はちょっと、コツいるからね、どうしてもね。今度またやりましょう。こうしたらいいよって若干、俺なんかでよければ教えるっていうか、ガイドしながら。カードゲームと一緒だからね。だからカードゲームに今戻ろうか迷ってんだよな。マジ今日のスカイスクリプター次第だよ。本当に。 カードゲームのプロとかいつの間にかできててさ、ずっとやってきゃよかった。一時期世界ランクトップ100ぐらいまで行ってたんですよ。もはや浦島太郎だけどな。グエント、はい。グエントね、すごい、そんなにハマってないんですけど、そんなにプレイ人口がまだなかった時期だから3000人とか4000人とかそんぐらいなのかな。あ、もっといたか。いたけど、なんか真面目にやってる人は3000人ぐらいの時だから。そう、結構ね、まだ簡単に当ててて。離婚しようってだからちゃうやろ。漢字じゃないんだよな、そもそも。すんごいカクカクする。もう気持ち悪い。さっきまでいなかったじゃん、お前ら。どっから出てきた？アイザックさん、頼むよ、道案内。えもうここいつもわかんなくなる。ワイルドランズ、ワイルドさ。まあね、ワイルドランズ俺まだ未だにクリアしてないからね。てか、買ってねえのか、結局俺あれ。ワイルドランズさ、そろそろフリープレイやってくれてもいいよね、ディビジョンと一緒でね。あん、ワイカクカクするし。よいしょ。ここだ。なんで人質とかいるのよ。しかもワンコはダメよ、このビルドで。おろろろろろろ。なんでここ通んのかい。はいはいはい。うっそ、ダメだ。マジでやばい。ビリビリ剣や。どこ？オッケー。ワンコどこ行った？ワンコ。なあ。割れた？割れた。あとちょっと。あのね、プレイしたところのあるっていうのはあれ、フリーウェイクエンドかなんかの時に、一瞬だけやりました。で、パッチもらったっていう。ディビジョン2で使えるパッチをもらえるためだけに頑張ってやりました。悪いやつです。シージと同じ。シージも持ってないけど、フリーウェイクエンドプレイです。なんか、あ、ブラックタスクなんだね。知らなかったよ。市役所行ったら届けはもらえますよ。それ、まず、あれやな。宇宙人さん、まず最初に、どこ行った？ 離婚するためには結婚しなくちゃいけないっていうことを覚えとかないとあかんで。あれ話せなくない？どの人？この人？違うじゃん。どの人よ。あ、嘘でしょ。あいつかよ。離婚届けおかしいんだよな。できないんだよな。はい、花さんこんばんは。花さん、それさ、読める？その駅。何駅だ？本当だ。お、花さん、あるかな？あるかないか。どういうことやねん。どんどんわかんなくなってきたわ。結婚届はね、今あれでしょ？なんか、卵クラブ、キヨコクラブかなんか買ったらつくんじゃなかったっけ？ゼクシーか。それかし、あれ市役所に行かないとダメだと思ってたんだけど、どうなんでしょうね。コッコクラブはもう遅いよね。みたいなさ。明らかにコッコクラブはやりすぎなぐらい遅いよね、結婚するのに。今、婚姻届の話だから。ツイッターのさ。コッコクラブは明らかにやりすぎよ。ジゴ。ジゴとか言うんじゃないの。もう怖いわ。え、だからバレたの？嘘でしょ？何もやってないよ、俺。あ、ピンクの婚姻届ありましたよね、やっぱりね。なんかニュースになったよね。いやいやいや、結婚前じゃないから、リターンさん。それも子供いるから、コッコクラブって。卵、せめて卵につけてあげて。せめて。子供のためにも。お母さんの妊娠中の精神的な安心のためにも。もうちょっと早めてあげて。へえ、そうなんですね。もう要するに必要情報みたいなのが載ってればいいってことなんですね。まあ、遺産、遺言届と同じみたいな感じか。もう何でもええけど、きちんとした手順っていうか、あれがあれば有効。なんかすげえ違うアクティビティに巻き込まれてる気がする、これ。
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
子供いなくても結婚したっていいじゃん。だよな。なんなら結婚しなくたって、ね、今パートナー制度があるからね。嘘でしょ、それはずるいよ。あー、使っちゃったじゃん、ヘッドハンター。お手手だけはマジずるい。ほい。どこ？え？
Agent requesting backup.
あー、ビジランスが。僕のビジランスが。
Detected. Nearby location guarded by hostiles.
う あーやべえな、そっから湧くっしょ。ここに出して、あーおうやれた。やばい。うわーい。えいでえっち。どこ？やめて。うっそ。また湧いてる。あーハンドリングじゃなければなー。ハンナさん誰かのありがとう。そういけないって学校で習った。ハンナさん偉いって。よかったな。いやでも誰かの愛玩動物になりたいっていう気持ちはわからなくもない。なんか僕のペットみたいな漫画とかあったよね。あ、漫画？ドラマ？エモいか。あなた自分で言うてるやん。エロいって。やば。あ、来た。ちょっと待って。はい。どうぞ。どうぞ。嘘でしょ。バカじゃねえ。なんで俺んとこ来んだよ。でこい、仕事して。まっすぐ来たわ。あ、外す。あ、そういえば皆さん、私の英雄光の開通日が27日、日曜日になりました。はあ。どこ？遅いんだよな。いて。え？なんかワンパンで沈んだけど。えぐい。いやいや、ハンナさんはもうこんなんじゃ、こんなん日常茶飯事でしょ。どこよ。うそ。あー。どこ？どこどこ？こっち？またか。胸。だっただったー。え？今の。え？え？ちょっと。だった。誰だった？えい。そうだよね。てか、ハンナさん的にはもうボケてさえもいないんだもんね。さすがやわ。いや、マジ、一個もゴッドが出ないなぁ。AR。出ませんでした。
What do you need from us?
A pretty orange watch?
You're easy to please.
Just send a helo and
あ、デルタさんこんばんは。
Supply
来
room
ましょ
access
う。
unlocked.
au 光の遅さはまだわからんよ。藤井さん何を言ってんの？ au を信じろ。いや、本当はね、多分もっと早くに開通できたんだろうけどね、実は、父親のね、携帯でまあ、申し込みをもちろん、携帯っていうか番号で申し込みしたんだけどさ、父親が、その工事日を早く決めろっていう催告来てたのを、わけわかんないって放置してたらしくて、1週間ぐらい。本当は1週間前ぐらいに、もう、本来は開通できたんじゃねえかっていう。いやー、さすが、ガラケー使いにはやっぱりちょっと難しいらしいね。スカイスクレーパートニーさん、こんばんは。そこさ、あ、そっか。リーパーじゃないか。どっちだっけって思って。なんか、そのスカイスクリーパー、レイパーだね。はい。予測変換に出てきたからそっちにしちゃった。まあでも、多分なんですけど、この名前を変えてくると、急に先週からこの名前使わなくなったから。ああ、ウルフさん。笑いのことなんです。なんでそんな、デルタさんに自己紹介したの今。そう、台風ほんと気をつけてくださいね。まあ、今回はまだね、大丈夫っぽいけどさ、次だよね。台風10号やばいね、あれ。本当に皆さん、特に西日本、今回なんか若干どんどん西寄り行ってるから多分九州とかだろうな。ほんと気をつけて。スードさんとかほんと韓国とかもうもろ直撃だからね。ほんと気をつけてください。台風マジ怖いからね。ああ、そうなんですね。結構やっぱ変わるんだ。ねえ、930ヘクトパスカルとかやばいよね。俺、カリブ海の国に住んでた時にね、あっちはね、サイクロンだったかな。ハリケーンやな。ハリケーン来たのよ。で、やっぱ途上国だからさ、そういう情報、正直よく分かってなくて。で、クリスマスイブかなんかの時に来て、いやー、これ今日、やばいね、みたいな話をさ、その隣の、ホテル住まいだったんですけど、隣のホテルのね、キューバの医師の人と喋ってたらさ、いやー、なんかとんでもないことになってて、道ももう、なんかね、その小さい町なんですけど、その町に至る道、なんだろう、両サイド、二つしか、例えば東行く道と西に行く道の二つしかないんですけど、大きい通りが。二つともさ、土砂崩れて埋まっちゃってさ、2週間ぐらい孤立したんだよね。で、電気、ガス、水道がない生活だったのよ。まあ、電気は1週間。ガスは最初はむしろ使えてて、そのガスがなくなった後だから、それも1週間。水道はね、2週間ぐらい復興しなくて、まあ、うちは、運よくホテル住まいだったので、その自家、ローグじゃローグじゃローグじゃみんなどこじゃ そうなんですよ。そこ、ほんとやばかったからね。だから水、いなくない？え？ここってどこだっけ？大体出んのって。あー、逆だったー。まだいるかな？うるさい。エルニーニョって違うかな？エルニーニョってエルニーニョ現象じゃないのそれ。あれ違ったっけ？海水の水温が上がる現象じゃなかった？あー、いなくなっちゃった。残念。さよなら。あー、そういうことですね。確かにエルニーニョ現象と同じで海面の温度が高いってことね。ねえ。年おかしい。まあ、毎年おかしいんだろうね。言うて。うわー、こいつ来てんなー。もういっか。いやー、アイラルディのね、いいやつが意外とないってことに最近気づいてね。今日か。断捨離してたら。アイラルディのむしろ、クリスティンはもうこの前、ほぼほぼゴッドのものをいただいたので何も問題はないんです。違うのがね、欲しい。マスクとか手とか、ホルスターのゴッド。良ければ、別所付きが欲しい。この辺？あ、ちょっと、眩しい。あ、あららららららら。あ、ほんとダメなやつ。ふんねえな、ほんとに。あー、今の外すか。
Heavily armored hostile detected.
見えないな。ペットをください。頭を。いって。いって。
Serious trauma prevented.
ペッカ。
Agent down.
あー、もう一つ。まあ、問題はそこがさ、また同じ場所に行くかどうかだよね。日本の場合、だいたい1個だったらどうにか耐えられる。どこよ。あ、死ぬな、これ。よいしょ。これさっき来てんなって言ってた武士輸送隊でしょ。やっぱ邪魔になったか。しかもエリートだったんかい。うわぁ。やべ。外す？なんでこっち来てんの？ ですよね。
Agent.
くしょエリート。断捨離しました。
Incoming backup request.
断捨離しました。でもね、30個ぐらい、まぶしまぶし。30個ぐらいは捨てましたね。おー。でもね、武器が減らせないんです。どうしたらいいんだろう。無謀だわ。どういうこと？あー、ここね、ツタ。周りいっぱいあるからね。アクティビティが。これでもかと。あ、もういるじゃん。5、2個、3個。いやー、3個で止まっちゃった。じゃこい。うわ、もうそこで湧いたし。いや、どうしよう、これ。呼ぶ？あ、さすがに呼んだ方がいいか。
Reinforcements incoming.
この辺？あ、ですか。OK。
Today's rations. They're still here.
笑っちゃいけないけど、今のはなんか笑ってしまう。めっちゃこっち見ながら
Detecting additional
立ってった
hostile
な。
contacts.
ありがとう。助かったわ。ばっか。ツナはね、今は、マンティスと、ホワイトデスです。テンプレ。でマンティスはもちろんデコイ用で、ホワイトデスは、単純な火力の時と、あとは、プリザベーションついてるんで、回復したいとき、主に使ってます。うわお。なんでやねん。出す。
Heavily armored hostile detected.
ちょうど当たらんか。当たった。イムはね、イキムは無理。イキムのいいやつはまず持ってない。惜しい。でも、ヘッショが欲しい。ヘッショとクリ率。いや、最近、てか今日、チェーンキラービルドを3キラー分用意したからさ、もう、アイラル D 不足で仕方がないんだよね。すげえ来てるわね。コメントが追いつかない。ちょっと待ってね。 ういっか。あいつらに任しとこう。なんだって、インベントリーみたい。いやいやいや、ナイトさんどういうこと？俺のインベントリーみたいなイベント、どういうこと？命を張った笑い。ああ、そこで切ったのね。最後ボケて自爆するから格下です。いやいやいやいやいやいや。アンナさん、そんな。アンナさんからしたら、あっばちょっと、市民軍、めっちゃ攻め込まれてるけど。
Immediate medical assistance needed.
こういう風にアーマーが減ったらホワイトデスに俺は持ち替えて、あー来てる、やっぱりな。暗いところはもうしゃあないから、嘘でしょ。こっちでやべ、うわあ、おい、あ、ごめん、市民肩打った今。よいしょ、外していく、当てていく。ラグいな。ちょっと先読みしないと当たらん。ダメだ。
Hostile broadcast picked up.
よっしゃ。
You see where they went? Right here with you.
あーあれがアンナさん。アンナさんは何？あの人だろ。いやー、いいの出ない。
Supply room access unlocked.
ちょっと待って、リターナさん。俺別にそんな。え？大丈夫？オフィサー死んどるで。ちょっと市民味方起こしてあげて。起こしてあげて。空きがない。そうですね。こちら側の世界にいらっしゃる。確かにな。本当持ってないよな、俺な。いやいやいやいや、俺は救ったよ。見たでしょ。ちゃんと。さていいの来るかな。あと何分ぐらいですか？あと45分か。意外とあるな。ちょっと始めるの早すぎたかな。ちなみに私の今の現在のビルドはこんな感じです。結局ね、ワンコとかも戦うっていうのを考えると、栗ダメも盛らざるを得なくなって。 へっしょ。ああ、ここのへっしょすげえ低いの入っちゃった。チェーンキラーで、アイラル D、手袋。ここね、本当はゴッドがあるんですけど、これがね、一応レイド用にね、使っちゃってるんで、そういうのを考えるとね、本当アイラル D が不足気味なんです。そうなんだよね。で、兵士。で、これ、グルーポです。っていうのが、今、ヘッショがね、31.4 で、なってるんで、で、ヘッショダメなんとか 300% に乗せて、振りダメも 91.6。なので、コヨーテで25メートル以上をもう狙っていく感じのビルドになってる。よし。次。エリートか。やっとく？経験値別にでももういらないんだよな。エンキラー欲しいですよね。あ、SH レベルそんなゾロ目でした？マジですか？あ、スクショ撮っとこう。ちょっと上でめっちゃ戦ってる。いやー、モロゾワね、確かにね。痛い。どこで湧くんかい。リミン軍、それはマジやべえ。もう一回湧くっしょ。湧かないんかい。経験値もらえなかったけど。あ、おおおおああ、こんなとこに落ちてる。よし。まあ、ゴミだったけどね。まあ、ウルフさん、見た目はね、もう今後関係なくなるからね。良くも悪くも。歩いていくな。WH ね。ウォーカー&ハリス、俺なんだかんだ言って、チェーン嫌いが使わないんだよな。なんか、合わないんだよな。悪くはないと思うんですけど、あと 2% か 3% 上がってたらな。絶対使うんだけど。そうですね。なんかストライカーにね、燃料入れられない。ストライカーは白だっていう運営の押し売りかと思ったら。こうか。アンブッシュいる。 ララン。あ、ちなみに今日のレジェンダリーはもうなんかあれですね。黄色森の方にもう本当に黄色森作れって言ってるような、そんなマップですよね。あららららららら。
That'll slow that agent down.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
そうだよね、旦那さん。それはそう思う。今日ね、昼間のうちに一回言っといたんですよ。たらね、A&8のボディのゴッドが出たけどさ、
Requesting backup.
そこじゃない感が強すぎて、もはやなんとも。ちょっと待って、やべえのが聞こえるでしょ。いや、撃ったでしょ今。お前か。スノヤマジワンパンで死ぬから嫌なんだよ。ねえ、エースのボディタレント死にすぎじゃないですか。だからね、そういうのがちょっと多すぎる、マジ。現状のもののバグと修正だけやってくれればいいんだけどな。あとはリピータブルコンテン
Detecting
ツ。
additional hostile contacts.
え、パーフェクトグラス。パーフェクトグラスキャノンは俺ほんと使える自信がないんですけど、使ってるけどさ、ソロレジェで。やべ。あ、しょ。あ、無理。
Serious trauma detected. Agent incapacitated.
あのタレントだけはマジで無理。オッケー。危ないな、もう本当に。んやべえじゃん。やべえの来たじゃん。
Hostile broadcast detected.
来てんじゃん。仕事して。
Armored hostile detected.
よいしょ。
Destroy that thing.
うっそ。ああ、こので当たるんかい。
My aim's improving.
Really hit that big guy.
はーい。あ、
Immediate medical assistance needed.
マジでこれ硬いよね。この LMG さん。 頼む助けてくれ。火事場タレバーサク。いやもう戻らない。あれだって強すぎたもん。い
Think we're done here.
やーよかった。あと何分？
Supply room
あと
access.
35分。さてさて。マリオさんありがとう。助けていただきました。優秀だから、この人たち。いやー
Hostile broadcast picked up.
そうですね。いや、でも本当にね、本当にもっと強くしてほしい。ダメかな？怒られるかな？敵。L モードを作ろうよ。もう、レジェンダリーが作れない、もう他の拠点に作れないんだったら、ヘルモード作ってほしい。もう完全にあれじゃんね。このゴランは、VP 用だよね。いやー、ちょっとどうしよう。もういっぱいなんですが。マジでない。おかしいよ。いや、でも正直思ってるでしょ、みんな。もうちょっと歯応えあるコンテンツ欲しい。いやいやいやいやいやいやいや。
Hostile broadcast detected.
ヘルモードでクリアしたら、ゴッドドロップ確定でどう？ネームド。そのレベルでいいんじゃない？そしたらみんなやるんじゃない？うまく見すぎ。いやでもゴッドだよ、リターナーさん。数ある、あんなにあるゴッドの、ネームドのゴッド確定だよ。もう、かすったら死にますぐらいなの一個欲しいな。かすったらはダメだな。決勝一発決まったら死ぬぐらいな感じか。やるか。さっきに、ブラックタスクの紫は一発は死なないんだね。砂ですな。早く。にゃー。あら。ちょうどかぶって見えない。この辺？ OK。ちょっと待って、俺回線が良くなったらつまんなくなるってどういうこと？いや、でも、そんなにね、変わんないと思うよ。そんな回線良くなったからバシバシヘッド当てられるかって言ったら、そんなことはないから。そんなに上手くないから。ブリッジがね。知ればしばし。ナイトさんはね、ナイトさんはちょっと特殊なんだよ。ナイトさんちょっと特殊な性癖をお持ちだよね、それは。ナイトさんみたいな人が一番強いと思うよ、 精神的にも。いやまあね、リターンさんもマッシブはそんなことするはずがないっていうのは分かってる。まあよくむしろエキゾ確定したよ。あ、2つも作ったよね。まあその分エキゾがクソ弱くなったけど。あとガチャの引きがすごい悪くなって。ああ、ナイトさんやっぱそうなんだ。やっぱ入力でもダメか。そう燃えてた。え、どういうこと？何？炎上したの入力。なんかしでかした？入力に燃えてた。それ、危ない人やんけ。そこ。ありがとう。やっとたどり着いた。この CP4 から入るとほとんどエリートからいや外すよね。嘘でしょ。なんか来てる。ほい。うわ。ああ。ああ。ああ。ああ。はった。やったじゃん。こっちこっち。おっぶね。んこれさ、誰がスポッターやってくれてんの？あれ気のせい？たまに光ってるよね、敵。なんで？
Control point secured. Well done.
あれスポッターの、ん？あー。あー、Sood! Congratulations! Yes! That guy is very strong. And last week there is no checkpoint. So it's like disaster. いうの実は良くない。あ、そうなんですか。そんなのあったんだ。実際すごくいいんだ。いいなぁ。そんなこと言ってみてえな。ディビジョンはラグ。やっぱそうだよね。このゲームだよね。ビジョンだけおかしいんだね。まあそうだよね。それはもうリターナーさんが言うように 100% ってのはやっぱ無理だからね。
Reinforcements incoming.
Zeus, thank you. But I have a huge luck Ah, so that's why, not that's why, but see, yellow. Asia server pin is yellow. Yesterday, American East. Don't know why. So I gonna change my provider in 3 weeks. So let's see. Whether I am a good sniper or just because of the lag. Okay.
Heavily armored hostile.
Okay. Usso, 外した今の。ドリーム。今みたいな時にね、ヘッドハンターが溜まってない時でもフリーダメ持っとくとね、意外とやりきれるんですよね。結構今このビルド個人的には好きです。自分みたいにもヘッドだけ狙ってらんねえやっていう、そんなプレイヤーにおすすめ。プリスティン来た。アホヒット。これさ、これたくまさんこんばんは。これダメなやつだよね。ヒロイックなのに 60% いってないよね、これ。あ、もう明らかじゃん。下げたじゃん、また。
Supply room access unlocked.
だってさっきまで別にヒロイック品質で起きててのに、マップの読み込みないのにいきなり変わるって。いや、例のバグだったら、あれマップの読み込みで絶対起きてるはずなんですよ。だから、ログイン、ログアウトしたら治るよって言ってるから、これ多分ちゃうよ、今のは。今のは、これは多分違う。ちょっと待ってね。他のも低かったら、そういうことですよね。見てみましょう。ほら。ほら。超えてるもん。ほら。やっぱりあれだけだよ。あと、しかもよりによってプリスティンの時それ起きるってどういうこと？悪すぎやろ。今の報告する？
Agent in need of
今
backup.
の報告する？いや、報告するんだったらね、マジ英語でプレイしとかないと多分無理だよ、あの人たち。日本語の UBI の人がやってると思えないもん、そんな翻訳。ああ。なんでプリスティンの時にそれ起きるかな。まあでもよかった。手袋1個、とりあえず更新できそうです。よかった。リターナーズ。レインボーは仕様です。あれ絶対嘘だよね。33% のはずがないって。あれそれぞれの色にパーセンテージ配れるのをこの前判明したからさ。あ、絶対違うって。まあ向こうはそうとは絶対認めないだろうけど。よし。 とりあえず、6つ終わったか。ちょっとで6つ。まあまあ、じゃないですかね。ソロだからね。やったー、でも。手袋。一中。そういう仕様です。だね。いやー、ブリスティンの今のはひどかったけどね。びっくりしたわ。どないなっとんねん。おー、すげえ。シグ556のゴッド。アンナさん、それね、ハンナさん、それ、言っていい？ハンナさん泣いちゃうかもしれないけど言っていい？チャカさんと被ったで。ああ、一番恥ずかしいやつや。いやいやいや、みんな、マリオさんともみんな被ってるから。ああ、ああ、かわいそう。おぽいさんこんばんは。来たね、クラフトピア。あ、21時なんですね。俺、5日になるかなと思ってた。うわー、楽しみですね。てか、早く買えるようになってほしいね、クラフトピア。値段がいくらか気になる。まあ、いくらでも、いくらでもって言ったら変だけど、相当な変な金額じゃない限り買うんだけどさ。あ、2540円。安っ。テストプレイした人いないと思う。でもね、何でもできるから、バカ芸人近くなると思う。真面目にがっつりっていうよりは、もうなんか、みんなでワイワイガヤガヤしながら遊ぼうみたいな。何人プレイまでいけるんですか？そう、ゼルダのマイクラの、ディビジョン要素のハクスラもあり、みたいな感じ。もう何でもあり。ね、ベータ版プレイした動画上がってますね、結構ね。よし。楽しみやな。いやでもみんな忘れてるからね。まだディビジョンの日は消えてない。あはー。いや、ぜひぜひ、マリオさんも。マリオさん好きそうよ。正直。ぱっと見、見た目可愛いし、キャラクリがね、かなりできそうなので。うん。ディビジョンポポイさん。ポポイさんでもなんだかんだ言ってポポイさんはまだディビジョンプレイしてくれてるからね、2ね。ありがたいですよね。ガチャやるか。スティームです。はい。8人か。8人あれ8人できたら神ゲーじゃない？かなり楽しいよ、あれ。バカさ加減を8人でできたら。何をマンティス、ほぼゴッド。ネメシス、ほぼゴッド。ベアラ、マーマー、カメレオン、ほぼゴッド。ビッグホーン。 うん。ダイヤモンドバッグもっといいやつ持ってなかったっけ？マッシブね。どうなるんでしょうね。今日あと何分？あと15分。そろそろ準備しましょうか。そろそろですね。いやー、どうなる？どうなる？ちょっとほんと。ちょっとエキゾがありすぎて困るんだが。荷物の量。SS さん、こんばんは。アニュアセヨ。いや、したのよ。したのよ。ほら、配達品も9個も開けたし。で、7個、ペスティ潰しただけなんだけどさ。まだこんなにあるよ。おじいさん、そういうのはもう大丈夫よ。もう俺プレイしないから、今日は。これは今、断捨離の、あと5分経ったら、ね、ブラウザー立ち上げてやりますね。ちょっと皆さん、もう少々お待ちください。もう少々断捨離にお付き合いください。どれあげる？ガチャする？こう、ね、ワンチャン使うかもっていうやつをゴッと近いのにしたいんだよ。マシあげとくか。ナナさんやば。断捨離すぎ。ナイトさんしてるから。マジでしてるから。それにしよう。よし。低い方だからやっていけばいいんだよね。あ、SS さん大丈夫？本当に。本当に気をつけてくださいね。ちょっと。ちなみにマーシーレスさんの皆さん、仕様が変わるので、多分 TU11 から。なので、ちょっと、あげるなら今って言おうとしたんだけど、今じゃないかもしれない。ちょっと、ちょっと、これバグってねえか。ちょっと、バグってんだろ。はい、バイオレット。ちょっと、おかしい。あ、これでいいや。これでいい、これでいい。錬成下手とかちょっと、そういうのないでしょ、このゲーム。何？錬金術師だっけこれ。うわー、バイオレット。No, mercy. But they said they're gonna change the merciless talent. So you should keep it. Massive said they gonna change the talent for the skill build. So yes, Maji. Yes. Just keep it. あとね、皆さん、この時、こういうのはいいんだけど、結構ね、見てると、他のね、配信の方とかで見てて、例えばね、 あ、でもやばいな、もう。そうそう、準備だな。チロッと先、そこだけちょっと言っちゃいますね、忘れる前に。特にライフルで多いんだけど、ライフル、ライフル、ライフル、ライフル、ライフル、ライフル、ライフル。OK。フューチャーはワンチャンかな。これか。このさ、持続力とか、パーペチュエーションもそうですけど、こういうさ、スキル用の、ライフルを持って掘ってる方とかで、スパイクでもいいですし、フューチャー、パーフェクションもそうなんですけど、ゴッドじゃないやって言って、ライフルダメージマックスで、例えばここがカバー外がマックスなのに捨ててる人がいるんだけど、クリダメが低いからとか、まあ、カバー外が、例えばこれが、いいか。ライフルダメがマックスで、クリティカルダメージが低くて、特性3つ目はもうなんか、例えば、切り替え速度で捨ててる人がいるんだけど、スキルビルドクリダメいらないからね。スキルダメのタレントで、ゴッドロールっていうか、それを探してる方はもうクリダメ完全シカトでいいから。だから、ここライフルダメージだけがマックスであれば、最後のここをカバー外にしちゃうだけで終わりだから。で、それを持続力を、例えばヒーラーの子に持たせるだけでいいからね。クリダメなんて、クリ率なんて絶対漏れないんだから、黄色だと。結構配信見てて思ってたんで、多分、というか、間違いなく、俺はあんまりね、タレドロビルドとかやらないからあれなんだけど、タレドロビルドでやる方であれば、もうライフルダメージマックスであれば、もうここを最後カバー外をマックスにするだけで終わり。で、インシンク。で終わりなので。たくまさんやべえな。俺には無理や、そんな。この辺ね、自分で断捨離するときとかも、例えば M1A は何用なのかっていうのをしっかり把握して捨てないと、後で痛い目見るから、全部が8割よりは、2つがマックスの強いからね、いる用は。振りダメなんてもう、見ないで OK です。さあ、ということで。ちょっとエッジ広げたらなんかよくわかんないことになってんだけど。やめて。何これ。新しいマイクロソフトエッジへようこそとか。いやいや、いらんから。いらんから。いらん。必ず、ライフルに限らずなんだけど、
Incoming backup request.
何用で使うのか、しっかり思って、もちろんね、全部ゴッドが一番強いんだけど、特に最初の初心者の方とかは、2つマックスで1つ1割とかよりは、全部7割を取りたがっちゃうから。よし。声遠くなった？ごめんね。マイクちょっと離れた。というわけでいきますか。Yes, SOTG! I will translate from English to Japanese now. 入れましたかね？大丈夫そうですか？コメントがこれだと、 これ、ブラックモードにどうやってやるんだっけ？ダーク10。いやー、難しいな。アミッシュの顔がここにあるんだよね。よし。Violet, yes, the recoil of the Merciless is too bad. That's true. It's like the in-sync current. I think we don't need any recoil. Just shoot once and then cover it. 3分。どうなる？どこに降りても辛いよね。Yes, Ravenous. That's true. デッサンも台風はほんと怖いよね。ウルフさんところで豪雨なんだ。ほんと西日本やばいんだね。関東も今日雨でしたしね。たくまさん、ほんとその通りです。今日で全てが決まる。
Hi everyone, we are 2.5 minutes away from State of the Game at 169 on what is the, 2nd of September. What is happening to this year? It's going to be probably a bit of a longer stream tonight, to be honest, which makes me very happy. I am looking through all the stuff we have to go through, which is great. I am...
Uh... ちょっと画質落とします。チェーンモード一回オープンして、これにしようか。みんな、そっか、これだとみんなのコメントと、この人たちのコメントがもろかぶりしちゃうのか。難しいな。ちょっと見づらいけど、ここに置いておきます。さっきほどってな、アミッシュが、言ったのは、今日のストリームは若干長くなるそうです。なので皆さん、今のうちにおトイレや、水分補給か、また水分の準備などをしてください。多分40分、50分ぐらいになるのかな。いつも30分だからね。なので、皆さん、どうぞご準備を。コメントいるよ。わかんない。どうだろう。みんな今はね、本当に、全員、Twitch でコメントしてくれてるからいいんだけどさ。本当YouTube でコメントされると Twitch のコメントの人は見れないからさ、本当はそれがいるんだけど、いらんか。 YouTube 誰も見てないから。コメント欄でハンナさんが面白いこと言ってくれるって、ハンナさん期待されてるで。とりあえずカミングアップ、本日1番のポイントはプライオリティアラーツです。で、2番目がインタビュー with ブルース&マッケンジーで、エージェントハイライトで The Division 2フォト。 後半2つはどこでもよ。あ、
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to State of the Game number 169. Today, on the 2nd of September 2020. I hope everyone's keeping well and safe and
皆さん
virus-free and all that good stuff.
お元気でしょうか。
Today's going to be, like I mentioned in the stream intro, that this one's probably going to be a little bit longer. We've been talking about for weeks that we'll be talking about the new PvE game mode, a bunch of the other stuff, and I want to get stuck right in. So I'm going
PV モードに
to cut
つい
over
て
to my buddies
実
Bruce and
しま
Mackenzie.
す。
Come in. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey,
How you guys doing? Bruce, it looks like you're in the office, and Mackenzie, you're at home.
correct. Yes. And we're excited to be here and talk about Skyscraper and the new gear that's coming.
Nice.
スカイスク
We
リプ
should
ターと
also
新しいニューギア
mention
セッ
that
トに
it's
ついて
an internal name,
話します。
Skyscraper, and
Yes, the
We'll get to-
summits.
we'll get to that whole thing real soon.
ああ、やっぱりスカ
Anyway,
イスクリプターじゃなく
before
な
we
る
get
ね、名
stuck
前が。
right in, I want to go over the priority alerts for today. So there was a maintenance yesterday. We fixed an issue that caused the sniper turret to sometimes have inconsistencies when aiming and shooting. Fixed an issue that caused the checkpoint before the final boss to not work when
スナイ
playing
パー
Title
タ
by
レ
Sound
ット
Heroic.
のエイムと、
And
シュ
also
ーティング
enabling
の
the Season
修
2
正
level skips to
あ
purchase
と、
in the in-game
ホーネッ
store,
ト
like we
の
did with
チェックポイン
Season
トの
1. You
修
can
正
now do that if you
まあ
didn't
今
get the level
今
skip
週
you
の
wanted to.
修正点について今
I
軽く
do
ブリー
want
フし
to
ました。
now move over to just giving a quick recap of what we've said for TU11, which we have coming up very
TU11 に
soon.
ついての
So
情報
we've
です。
talked about it
今
before,
まで
the
の
new
ね、サ
game
マリー
mode,
です。
and Mackenzie has told us it is called the Summit. Season 3 is on the way with TU11, new gear, and again, we are aware that that image is an image of the Regulus. We're going to go over some of that new gear today. Appearance mods, we talked
Season
about
3
last
で
week.
ニュー
Rainbow
ギ
Loot
ア
improvements we talked about last week with Nikki. There's
アピアレンス
been
モッドですね。
some small
見た
changes
目
to the
変え
plans
れる
for
や
that
つ。
as well, and the agnostic mods that we talked about last week
で、一般
with
モッド。
Nikki.
モッドの色がなくなるやつで。
Now, let's jump straight into the big
ナイトさん
the big heavy hitter and the
ありがとう
reason
ございます。
why a lot of people are here today, and that is the new PvE game mode with the Summit. I love having pretty art to show, so this is a nice thing to have on the stream. Mackenzie, can you give us a bit of a rundown of what the intention is from a game designer perspective for the Summit?
Yes, of course. Yeah, so with the summit, we wanted to build a new game
こ
mode
の方が分か
for
る。
the division that's really focused on PvE replayability. And so our goal was to create something that's easy to jump in. It's action packed and it's
こちら
gonna
が
feel like a fresh
新しい
experience
PV
each
モード
time
で、
you hop in.
繰り返し遊べるコンテン
And
ツになってます
to really do that, we've thought of it kind of as the greatest hits of the PvE experiences that you've already had in the division. And so it's like, you know, you have all the factions in it, you have these environments that can change floor to floor. We have objectives that you've kind of seen before and some fresh new ones that are, so it should always be an exciting kind of experience that you don't know what you're going to get on the floor. That you'll get to floor 50, and this time it might be cleaners, and it might be a rescue the hostage objective, but the next time that you play floor 50, it might be something else, and it might be the Rikers, and you might need to destroy some servers to disable some hacked big dogs. And so it's always going to be something fresh and new
その回ご
and
とによ
hopefully
って、例え
exciting
ば
on
こ
that
こだと
floor.
クリーナーズと
And
戦う、
so, you know, it's
人質救
something that when
出、
you want to hop on
ハ
the
ッキン
division
グ。
and play with your friends,
あ、頼む。やめて。
at night,
OK。
it's just super easy to hop in the skyscraper and know that you're going to
Listen,
get that
アクティビ
nice
ティと
new
敵倒す
experience
やつ
each
とか
time.
が全部、
Cool. Can we just clarify a little bit? Because I know we had this
状態
similar
ってことですね。
discussion and when we launched
Yes,
with
that's
Underground
in New York, I
back
guess.
in Division 1.
まあ、
And there was a little bit
I
of
think
confusion
so.
around randomized and
ア
procedural
ングラ
and
とレジ
that
ス
sort
タ
of
ン
thing.
ス
So
ではないかも
there's
しれない
preset. There are floors that are preset geometrically with random spawns on them, and then you'll get a
Yeah, so
different.
Yeah, so there are like dozens of floor sections with like a predefined look and layout. And then when we go to this certain floor, we choose one of those.
Okay.
And we also choose one of a random set of factions for that floor. And if it's got
ランダムマッ
directives
プ
on
で
it, we
ランダ
choose
ム
a
の、
set of random directives
ファ
for
ッシ
that
ョ
as
ン
well.
ね
And so it's
勢
all
力が出てきて
predefined, but the way that you'll
で
get
ランダ
it
ムのアクティビティ
is
が始ま
random.
る
And so it'll, yeah.
Okay. While we talk about it a little bit further and we have some questions, I want to give a bit of a look to the audience of what it actually looks like. Because Ella, George, and I had a chance to play through it
The Summit.
recently on a test.
これが名前なのか
You'll
多
see
分
us approaching what is the elevator. Can you talk us through what this experience is and how it works going into the summit for the first time? Or the second time, or the third time?
Yeah. So the first time that you come in, you'll see this menu, and you'll only be able to go to floor number 1. And so the first time that you summit, you need
で今見たのが
to
クリーナーズだったね
move your way up floor by floor. And then once you've completed floor 10, because the 10th floors are boss levels. So floor 10,
10階
20,
に
30, 40,
必ずボスがいて
50, so on are
それを
each
倒すと
boss
次の
levels. And
11
once
階か
you've
ら
beaten
始
a
められ
boss
るよう
level,
になる
you unlock the rally point for the
Rally
floor
point.
after that. So you can see on this, which is pause that there's floor 11, 21, 31, etc.
あー
So
で
if you've beaten the 10th
80
floor
階か
boss,
ら
you will be able to,
Legendary
on any
level
time you
相当な
replay
の
the
か
skyscraper, just immediately go to floor 11.
そうですね
And
なん
so
か
I know people who want, challenging content, that they'll be oftentimes just fast traveling to 21 or 31. For those who want heroic, they'll be going to maybe 61 all the time. And if you're a legendary fan, you'll be going to 81.
Nice.
And
So a lot of legendary content. That's really cool.
yes, and it's
新しいレジェンダリーコン
dynamic.
テンツ
So it shall be interesting because the strongholds, we predefined the spawns for those, whereas this is going to be a fresh experience each time for legendary players. So yeah, it's going to be pretty challenging. We've actually reduced the number of directives for the top 2 floor segments there to 3, based off feedback we got from the ETF this past weekend, actually.
ちょっと待って
So it should hopefully
4とかっていうのはあれ
Not as
ディレクティブの数な
Cool.
の
I'll just let this run.
嘘
I've
やろ
got like 8 minutes of footage. Just for clarity, you'll see some fades and edits in here because I wanted to show
Oh
people
my
the first. I
God.
think we get through 11 or 12 floors in this little test, which took us
No,
about,
Violet, this
about
it.
just over half an hour. Obviously, it gets a lot harder than this, but I wanted people to see how some of this works. So you'll see it switching back
そういう
between
意味
my
で
view
はアングラだ
and
ね
Ella's
確か
view
に
as well. There's also, and people have already peeped a new weapon, they're looking at new gear sets, they're looking at a bunch of new stuff. So we're going to, later in the stream, go over what those are with Bruce. So, yes, people have seen
最
the
上
new
階が100
weapon.
回そうですね
I did see a question before, Mackenzie, that I want to throw at you. Is
ソ
there
ードアートオンライン
matchmaking
だねこれね
for this?
yes. So you can matchmake by difficulty.
そうですね本当に
So
イベントすると普通にレ
there's
ジェンダリー
the
のそうで
30
すね
floors of challenging. You'll say challenging
Yes.
is what you want to
Violet.
matchmake for, just like a mission,
really true.
like a normal main mission, and you'll get placed with a group on the section.
Awesome. And as before, all of the Division 2 factions are present in the summit. The other thing I do want to clarify is that this will be free for
今ここが
all players who
えーと
own the
なんだっけ
Warlords
こ
of
の
New York expansion. So with TU11, you will have access to
ライオ
this.
ットか
No med kit reliant. This is not the house. It is an SMG though, and we'll go over it a little bit later. It is called. Wait, Bruce, what is it called again?
It's called the backfire.
Backfire. So I'll let people try and figure out how it works. Yes, this is free for people who own Warlords of New York. You do not need to purchase it if you own Warlords already. Can
ワ
you
ー
talk a
ド
little
ワー
bit
ド・オブ・
how
ニューヨー
targeted
ク持ってる
loot
方は皆さんロゴで
works
す
or is
ただ
intended
で
to
す
work
無料
when
で
this
す
mode comes
今
out,
回
Mackenzie?
無料で遊べま
Yes.
す
So the way that we have it set up is that it's a single targeted loot type for the entire skyscraper, regardless of like what floors you're playing.
Okay.
And so we're really open to feedback on this. We went back and forth internally about what's the best option for this. So we're gonna test it out in the PTS as having a single targeted loot for the whole building, and we'll kind of go from there based off feedback.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the scalability for a bit. I've seen some questions in chat about is it friendly to solo players? Can I go from top to bottom solo, or is Legendary going to scale differently? How's that being handled?
So it is all built to be able to be done solo. So everything should scale to 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 4. The Legendary, it's going to be challenging for sure. You really need to be at the top of your game to do that solo, even the strongholds currently, and I think it's going to be very much still true here.
Cool, that's good. I see some other questions. Stageworks and J Real were asking in chat about rogues and hunters and those kind of spawns. Is that something that's in there right now, or maybe in the future?
So I will say that rogue agent encounters can occur throughout the yes. So those will randomly happen for you. I'm not going to say anything about hunters though.
ハンターについては今のところない。
Bruce is grinning in the background. Sorry, I just wanted to kick the I'm just gonna look. You gotta look at Bruce's face. Look at this. He's like he knows stuff. I'm gonna go back because the gameplay footage is far more interesting than our faces. We're about halfway through it, and I wanted to make sure that people get to see as much of this as possible. I don't think we have a date for the PTS just yet. I'm going to check my notes again, and since I do have a date, but I'll get to that a little bit later in the stream. So make sure you hang around for news on when the PTS is becoming available, because we will have a bit of a discussion about that later in the stream. I could tell you now, but I'm not going to because we're talking about the summit. Bruce, did you have a chance to play on the test server?
I did, yeah.
What's your take?
It's pretty neat. We played for a couple hours on Friday and did the first 30 floors, and it was fun. It was especially fun for me as a way to just sort of I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, but I tried to combine as much of the new gear as possible. And I mean, I would, of course, we design these things not within a vacuum, but with considering this SMG, this exotic SMG does this, and then the new gear set does that, and the new brand is also going to be, there's synergy. We always try to make these things as a sort of package, right? But it was really validating to throw a build together that used the new gear set, a piece of the new brand set, the Backfire SMG, and one of the other exotics, and just have it be monstrously powerful. But that being said, we weren't doing the hardest floors. So.
Yeah. So I do want to point out, Ella's just sending me a message. I'm going to talk about it a little bit mechanically soon. But this SMG has a very unique mechanic where you'll see it. It applies a bleed to you, which is maybe a little strange to deal with, but I'll have Bruce explain it once we get to the new gear and weapons part of the stream, because we have a lot to go through. I've got a couple of minutes left on this footage, and I do want to kind of just keep going through it. Bruce, did you find that the way that you played was different from how you played previous gear sets and weapons before? Is it mechanically
with this gear in particular?
Yeah, with some of the stuff that people can expect in TU11 and Season 3.
Yeah, I don't normally play a hyper-aggressive up-close and personal build. I sort of tend towards the mid-range assault rifle build. But I also I almost always use some sort of a hybrid build with, where I can rely on myself for some element of self-sustain and or crowd control to give myself a little bit of breathing room and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was satisfying to play with a gear set and exotics that just kind of do all of that in a way, but you have to play full throttle, all gas, no brakes. because the minute where I would get into a situation where I had overextended myself and didn't have an opportunity to either clinch a kill or confirm a kill, which is hint one of the exotic effects for the new backpack, and then therefore be able to go pick up that thing that drops from it. You could very easily get yourself into a sticky situation and get yourself plastered. But yeah, it was really fun. Like I actually really enjoyed playing with it was myself and Adrian and Nikki. Nikki was my pocket healer for most of the run, so having a fixer drone following me constantly, certainly helped.
Nice. Okay, that's all the footage that I have for right now. But there's more on the PTS very soon. What were you saying, sorry?
Oh, there are some questions in the chat that I wanted to respond to.
Please.
So there was a question about the factions. So all the Washington, D.C. factions can also appear in Skyscraper. So you'll see the Hyenas, the True Sons, the Black Tusk, and the Outcasts in here. You can also occasionally be ambushed by the Underground, which is pretty terrifying, and it's pretty cool. As far as floors, I saw a question about how big those are. It's between 1 to 3 big encounters per floor. And so the thought process is that a set of 10 floors is close to a stronghold in difficulty. And so the boss at the end of each 10 floors drops loot equivalent to a stronghold. And the XP that you earn is kind of matching that as well. I saw someone asking about getting lost on the floors, and that was something that we actually saw on the playtest we had last Friday. So one of our tech LDs was fixing that, and because this is an earlier build that you're seeing the footage of, and so he was laying out the streets to get the correct marking for where to go, because that's how we do it inside the building. Is it's still a street, which is just a little fun dev insider. I don't know if you saw any other questions.
I do want to go back to a point you said before, that there is a bunch of what people are seeing now is from different branches of different builds. So this is from our test server that we had. So the things that people are seeing now is going to be different from the PTS build, and the PTS build will be different from the release build. So please keep that in mind when you see and experience things. There will be some changes.
The team has been really pushing on this, and we're continuing to make updates. Like lots of improvements were coming in just today. Yannick pulled me away just from working on things, fixes for the upcoming things as well. Not blaming him for anything. It's really we're working hard on this.
Speaking of, why did all characters have to auto-be generated to look like Yannick on the test server? Did he make that did he say,
I don't know.
you better make it look like me? Yes. L-Strife's asking, Hamish, don't let them ignore the PvP questions. People want some new PvP modes. We will talk about some PvP changes. There's no PvP mode that we'll be talking about, but Bruce does, I hope, have some changes to talk about to things that will be interesting to PvP players.
Yeah, I can address that right now. That for the sake of PTS Phase 1, we really want the focus to be on the new gear and how they behave and work in PvP and PvE, of course. But we can talk briefly. I can kind of hint at some of the stuff that's going to be coming in PTS Phase 2 that's related specifically to PvP balance.
On that note, let's go through the new gear first, and then we'll talk about some PvP stuff. Mackenzie, if there are any things that pop up that you do want to talk about as it pertains to the summit, do let us know. If you stick around with us and see stuff in chat, we'll talk more about that at the end. But new gear and weapons, there's a lot to talk about. I have we'll go over the Season 3 stuff first before we get to the summit. So we'll head back over there. If you don't mind, Bruce, is that okay? Or do you want to do the other stuff?
Sorry, I'm looking at Ella chat over in Teams. Did we
Okay.
answer? Sorry, did we address the purple loot that was popping up on screen?
No.
Thing?
That's in the lowest difficulty, though, right?
Yeah. So the footage that you saw was Hamish playing through the first 10 floors, which is normal difficulty. So of course you're going to see purple loot there.
ああ、サミットで、紫のドロップが落ちたっていうのは、1回から10回はノーマルディフィカルティだから、そういう
loot distribution and that sort of thing.
紫が落ちてるだけ
Yeah,
だ
that would be hard difficulty, which I think could still have purples. I think it's specifically challenging and above that force purples to go away.
Okay.
チャレンジ上だと、
But yes,
紫が出て
if
こない
that is something that you experience on the PTS and is unintended, we will address. Okay, Bruce, I'll let you have dealer's choice. Do you want to go through the season 3 gear first or the summit exotics and stuff?
Let's dealer's choice, or you.
Okay.
Yeah, just roll.
I'm gonna go
roll.
with it. All right.
Let's do it live.
I'll do it how I have it laid out. So a new trap skill variant. Bruce, you know about this one?
Yeah, the shrapnel trap.
Yeah. Okay. So this, I assume, is the reward for the
シャープネルトラップ。ニュースキルですね。ちょっと
This is
コメント
actually
とかですね。
pretty exciting skill, because this one I worked pretty closely on, so it's kind of like my new baby. It does a lot of things and borrows from a lot of different skills, which might sound odd, but
他のいろんなスキルを詰め
what
合
we
わせた
wanted
よ
to
うな
do
感じの
with
スキル
the
に
shrapnel
なってる
trap was not make something so, obviously defensive in nature, or we actually wanted to play a little bit with duality. So it's both a defensive tool that you can throw like the other traps and then have it deploy. And when it deploys, it creates a minefield of smaller shrapnel mines, basically. So it's an area denial tool. But if you quick deploy it, it's more of a quick response, point blank area of effect cone nuke, because anything that's within the area of the trap's deployment field gets right. Mind when you throw the shrapnel trap, you're lobbing the big ball, and then the ball lands, and then it pops up into the air like a bouncing Betty mine, and then it explodes and spreads a bunch of smaller mines in the area. But they have sticky bomb behavior, so anything that's within that area of effect will get stuck by the mine. So it's not just you have to step on a mine, or NPCs can only be damaged if they enter the minefield. They can also be damaged if they're within the initial deployment area, and that's obviously the case if you quick deploy it, right? So I don't know if you have any gameplay footage of it in action.
I do not,
By any chance?
unfortunately.
You do not?
But we'll have to save that
結構
for
ね、難しい。何を
stream. Is it on the PTS? I wonder.
Yes, it'll be.
PTS では
So
でき
there
る
will
ら
be
し
a
い。
vendor.
なんかね、
I'm not sure which one,
敵
but
とか
Nikki
自分が踏
set
む
it up so
と
that you'll be
そ
able
れ
to
が発動
purchase
し
the
て、
shrapnel trap on the
で
PTS and take it for a spin.
舞みたいなの
So
が出
I
て
think
き
it's pretty
て、
exciting because, like I said,
エクスプロー
it
す
has
る
a bit of
爆
a dual
発す
nature
る
where you
し、
can use
ス
it
テ
for
ッキ
area
ーボムにも
denial,
なるみたいな。
or you can use it as a quick response
こ
where,
れは
let's
わから
say
ないな。
you're behind some cover and you're engaging some enemies, directly in front of you, and then a rusher comes and
どういう風に
surprises you
ばらまかれ
on
る
the
のかと
flank.
かも全く
You
わからない
can
の
quick
で。
deploy this, and it will basically act like, I'm trying to think of like an appropriate analog or analogy. What, like those Diablo cone or the wizards World of Warcraft with the cone of cold. Cone of cold. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. So it's like a quick deploy, rapid, offensive skill as well.
Okay.
やっぱ攻
We
撃
used to have that with the
behavior.
mobile.
スキンが入る。
The mobile cover in Division 1 used to have the
わかんないね、これね。
Yeah, that's right.
one of the variants.
Yeah.
まあ
Where
PTS でで
it
きるら
would
しいから。
explode, or you could detonate it, and then it would create like a claymore effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually another one of the inspirations for this skill, was the quick deploy would behave kind of like a claymore essentially.
クレイ
So
モア
yeah, it's pretty neat skill.
Very
I think
interesting.
people are gonna like it.
All right. I've just Mackenzie, I've turned off your microphone until you
まあね
have
クイ
something that
ッ
you
ク
need
デ
to
プロ
say.
イって
So
いうの
just
が
like
ちょっと
do it
難し
dance
いね。
when you need to say something. Okay. Now let's talk about the season 3 gear set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, we've got the Hunter's Fury gear
来た。
set. Bruce, what can you tell us from a
Hunter.
game design perspective of why this is exciting?
Hunter
This is
来
a
た
pretty
よ
exciting gear set because it's probably OP.
ショットガンダメージ
Okay.
SMG ダメージです
So I think people can
3
see
ピースでアーマーオン
the
キル
bonuses
で ヘルスオ
on
ンキル
there
の
on the screen.
100%
Yeah, there it is. Okay. So the 2-piece bonuses are both
で
SMG
4
and
ピース
shotgun
で
damage
Apex プレデ
because
ターエネミズ
the
It's
flavor
debuff.
here or the
15メートル以内の
fantasy
敵
or
が
the call
デバフ
to action is this is an up close and
Increase your
personal
weapon
gear set.
damage against
This is for people who
で
like to get up in
自分の武器ダメ
the
が
enemy's
20%
grill
アップです
and go to town.
15メートル以内の
So
敵全部に
players of Division 1 might sort of maybe see some sort of alliteration
で
there
その
in the title
デ
Hunter's
バフを食ら
Fury.
った
So
敵を
Division 1
倒した
had the
ら
Hunter's Faith gear set, which was
5メート
a
ル以
long
内
range
の
marksman
敵
gear
に
set.
それが撃ちる
Hunter's Fury is
Disoriented
the
で
sort of polar opposite. This is a
I see
gear
what you
set.
did there.
でさらに、
Uh-huh.
ウェポンダメージが 5%、10秒間
And
ア
then
ッ
so
プ
and then the
それ
3-piece
が
bonus is armor on kill
Stacking up to
and health
5
on
times
kill.
50
So we really want to give you
5回まで
both
た
the
まる。ってことは
opportunity to get up
50% 武器
close
ダメ
and personal, secure a kill,
あ、じゃあ25か、25。25
regain, any sort of
Just
damage
stop.
you may have taken
ご
in
めん
the
ね、もう
process.
この人
But
言ってる
then
けど、
once
全部
you've
スカッとする
got
わ
a kill,
で、テストピー
any
スのタレントい
enemies
き
that
ま
are
す。エンド
near
レス
your
ハン
victim,
ガー。
as long as they're within 15 meters,
エイペックス
right?
プレデ
So
ターの、
when you're
効
within
果
15 meters
が、
of the
10
enemy,
秒から
we
30
apply
秒ま
a
で伸びる。
debuff to them. Essentially, think of it as you
はい、次いきます。バックパックタレント。
radiating an aura of
Overwhelming
menace
force.
that
あ
demoralizes the enemy, and any enemies that die
ごめ
within
ん、
your
ちょっと待って、
aura
マイクうるさい。
then
こっちがうるさいんだ。
demoralize any of their friends with a disorient
Yes!
confused effect.
45% damage
which
plus
then
15% SMG
Ideally,
または
you
ショッ
use
トガン
that
ダメージです。
opportunity to then kill the
Dang!
next, nearest
Violent!
victim, and so on, and become the apex predator that you are.
Just to clarify, I saw in the description that it says it will increase your damage. So if I'm applying that, I think it was 15 meters, or that debuff to the enemies, they only take the damage, extra damage from me, correct?
It only applies to you. Yeah.
All right, just wanted to
You
clarify that.
you are the hunter or huntress, so only you gain that benefit.
ああ、要するに、
Cool.
まあ、この人だけだっ
Alright,
て。
there are
あの、
some
味
new
方には、
weapons as
来な
well
い。
coming in season 3, and these each have named versions, do they not?
カラード
Yep.
45。
I don't have any examples of this.
スタンダードウェポンだから、これ
named
黄色
version,
だ
but do
ね
you。remember what
新
the
しいピストル。
talent on the named version of this is?
So the named variant of the card 45 is called the TDI card Custom, which is a bit of a throwback for anyone who's familiar or has played the Ghost Recon. There's a Future Soldier or Future Soldier 2 or one of the Ghost Recons on back in the day. There was this exact pistol, and because this is a
You
sort of
saved my
prototype
life.
technology,
あ、
we decided
ね、
to
ちな
play
みに
with
バック
that.
パックの、
And,
さっき
so
の
the
ハ
name
ンター、
version
さっ
of
き言っ
this
ちゃうね。
gun, it doesn't have the unique talent or a perfect talent,
エ
rather.
イペックスプレデターの効果を5メートルから
Using the
10メートル
pistol,
ま
as
で
in
上げ
when
ます
you。are holding it in your hands, you
強え
get
な。
plus 1 skill tier.
Just to clarify, this
So-
is not
これは
the
ね、ハン
named
ドガン。
version. So
No,
the
this
one that
this
I'm
is the
showing is
generic
yeah.
version. So the name version of this pistol will give you plus 1 skill tier. I think people can extrapolate from that. The
これはノー
benefit
マルの方で
that
すね。だから、ネームドはね
that will,、
また出てない。
provide.
Yep.
And then there's also the other new weapon that's coming with TU11 in season 3 is the
ダメージ低いね。
612 shotgun.
Nice.
you have
This one
that-
right here.
シャッガン、612。
This also has a
これ
name
も普
variant.
通の
and the
黄
name
色です
variants. Again, we decided to not go with
リリ
perfect
ーさん、こ
talents
んば
this
ん
time.
み。
This shotgun gives you
や
some
べえ
armor
よ。
on kills,
楽しくなってき
which
たよ。
is
リリーさん、
not
これは。
normally something that's accessible as an attribute on shotguns or any weapons for that matter. So again, I think you might be seeing a pattern here where we're encouraging you to get up close and personal, have some self-sustain in your build in the form of armor on kill and regen and all that stuff to dominate the battlefield.
Nice. Okay. we've got like more to go. I'm loving
とりあえ
doing
ず
this stream. I have, like,
SMG と
this
ショット
whole
ガンのいいやつは
thing laid
厳
out
選
in
しよ
front of
う。
me with
みん
all
な
the
今
things
すぐ。
I'm yet to show. And we're like
I love
just
talking
getting
about it because
we're just getting to the juicy stuff now, so it's cool.
you know we work on this for months and then we finally get to show it off. So
Yeah. All right. I want to get into some of the exotics that people can expect.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the backfire.
バックファイアについ
so
て。
backfire is pretty unique.
これだね
As you can。
さっき
see,
言った
it's pretty
SMG、新しい SMG だよ
gnarly,
ね。
spiky, violent looking
バッ
thing.
クファイア。
And
キゾテ
we decided to really lead into that. So what it does is as you
Payment
shoot
in kind, dealing damage
hit
to enemies
the
as
enemy,
a stack of one body
you're
crit damage.
building up a stack called payment in kind,
敵にダメージ
which
与えたら
increases your
クリットダメージ
critical
が
hit damage
1%に
by
なる。
1%
スタックスラ
per
スボー
stack.
スが
It goes all the way up to
キャプ
200,
ト200。
200
おお。
stacks. So 200% critical damage. just from shooting the
200%
gun.
クリダメアップだって。嘘でしょ
When you reload and you grab that magazine wreathed in barbed wire, you apply a bleed to yourself, and that bleed's damage
は
scales with the number of stacks of critical damage that you have.
は
And I believe it's
リロードしたらダメ食らうんだっ
0.5%
て。
of your total armor per tick of the bleed dot. So with 100 stacks, you're going to lose all of your armor
もし100スタック溜まってたら
over the course of
全
10
部の
seconds
アーマー
duration.
剥がれるって。
And at 200 stacks, you're going to lose, well, twice that. So this thing can kill you. So that's just something that you need to be mindful of.
で、
However,
死ぬ
with
時もあるっ
great
て。
power comes great responsibility. And we think that the trade-off is worth it, but there's also obviously ways
本当
with
だ、10秒間のブリード。
gear to either mitigate it so it's not as much of a threat, or to just eliminate the bleed entirely through hazard protection and bleed resistance.
Interesting.
And there's
Yeah,
various ways of
ハ
achieving
ザー
that.
ドプロテクション
yeah,
ぶち
just
込んでもい
rewound
いん
the
じゃないの
video so people can take another peep at that. On reload, apply a 10-second bleed to yourself, which deals 0.5% armor damage per stack.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. That is our first
Or
one.
wait, so my math is wrong. Sorry. Yeah, at 200 stacks, it's 100% of your armor.
Okay.
うん
Thank you.
そう
Thanks,
だ
Matt.
ね。100スタックだと 50% でしたね。
In terms of
200
sources, how is
全部
this,
溜まったら全部アー
how
マ
are
ー
players going to be
ぶっ壊
able
れ
to
る。
get their hands on the backfire? Is that something that you know, or is that a Nikki question?
That's a Nikki question,
Okay.
but if I'm not mistaken, it should be on the seasonal track.
Okay.
As
Mackenzie's nodding.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ちょっ
Cool.
とマッシ
Alright,
ブ
we got
急に本気出
But,
し
I'm
す
being
ぎちゃっ
roasted. I'm being roasted for my
た。なんだ
math.
この面白いのは。
It's
enough.
late, okay? It's been a long day. There's been a lot of
まだまだ
bug
言うことあ
fixing,
るって。
math fixing.
Yannick used to be called Captain Exponential because he got linear and exponential wrong, and it will never ever change. I will
Math was my
move
worst
on.
subject in high school,
Really?
so probably
Yeah.
shouldn't be saying that live on, but
No.
Hey, it is what it is.
Alright.
Come a long way.
Yes, yes, you have, Bruce. All right, moving on. The Memento backpack. I
Stop.
freaking love how this
Backpack.
looks. It is so cool.
メメント。
It's a very cool exotic.
What can you tell us about this one?
あの
This
斧
one's
は
a bit of a.
ハンターの。
All right, so the Memento backpack
いきます。
is
旧コンファーム
interesting
とタレント
because
で
it's
す。
it's
基
interesting
本
for a number
は
of reasons. Well, the first
黄色
reason
だね、スキルティア
that
だ
is
ね。
interesting is because it doesn't
Okay, no.
roll with any secondary attributes, but it rolls with 3 cores.
あ
So you've got the red core,
Oh,
weapon
yeah.
damage,
You
the
can
blue
jump
armor
a
core,
trophy
and you
on
get a
this,
skill tier.
right?
And what this backpack does, when you kill an enemy, they drop a trophy on the
こ
ground.
のバックパックを
When you
つ
collect
け
the
て
trophy,
敵を殺すと
you're going to receive
トロフィーを落とす
2
んだっ
buffs.
て。
The first buff has a short duration, lasts 10 seconds, but the effect scales with the number of cores that you have on your gear. So if you have a all red build you'll
例え
gain
ば全
30%
部、
weapon damage
ウェポ
when
ン
you
ダ
pick
メー
up
ジ
the
ビルド
trophy.
やるとしたら、
Or if you have
え
an
っ
all
と、
blue build, you'll
アディ
gain
ショナル
100 or
1% 武器ダ
120%
メ、
bonus armor.
ス
And
キルだっ
same
た
with
ら
skill tiers. You'll gain what's
0.1%、
called skill efficiency. Skill efficiency
1%
is
スキル
a
エフィシ
new
ェンシー。
attribute similar to weapon handling in that it does many things at once. So weapon
ス
handling
キルエフィシェンシーっていうの
increases
は、
your accuracy, stability,
武
reload
器
speed,
ハ
and
ン
weapon
ドリン
swap
グ
speed.
と似たよう
Skill
な効果
efficiency,
で、それだけで、例えば
1%
スキ
skill
ルヘイスト
efficiency
と
is
か、
1% skill damage, skill haste, skill repair,
スキルエ
status
フィシェンシ
effects,
ー 1% でスキルダ
skill
メ、
health,
スキルヘイスト、スキル修
and
復全部 1% ずつだって。
I might be forgetting one. So it's just a
Skill
big
duration
grab
か。
bag of
そうだね。
all the things that you could possibly want as a skill user. And so really what we're trying to do here is embrace this is the ultimate
で、
hybrid exotic.
青だったら
Right?
リ
This
ジェネ
is
レー
an
ションだった
exotic
ね、
that
今ね。
works with any build. However, you're gonna have to one earn the trophies. You got to get the kill, and then you're gonna have to collect it.
がっ
But
つり
I
敵
think
殺してがっつり
you get
そ
a
れを集めていけば
significant
10秒間の間にどんどんそれを集め
effect
ていけ
when
ば
you do this. Secondly, for
強
every
いの
trophy
か。
that you pick up, you get a long-term buff effect that lasts 300 seconds or 5 minutes.
あ
I think my math is right there.
It is. You're good.
Yeah.
その
That
バフが
lasts 300
300秒
seconds
続くって書いてある。
and gives you 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regen per stack, stacking up to 30 times. The goal or the intention here is that if you're fighting a boss, for example, and you've killed all of the minions and there's no more trophies for you to pick up, ideally you've accrued a pretty significant buff, right? That essentially acts like one of a short duration buff effect, but persistently. But they stack. So what you can also do is kill minions and make sure that you just pick up each individual trophy as you need it, right? To maintain both effects. Meaning you could have 60% weapon damage. Well, if you were 6 red, you'd have 60% weapon damage, 20% bonus armor, and 5%
敵を
skill
倒してった
efficiency
時
on
に
that
その
pickup. But if
10
you're
秒
some
間し
sort
か
of
その
hybrid
ト
combination
ロフィーが
therein,
落ちてない
you'd
から
have
それをうま
you
く
know
こう集めてって
those
集めてって
effects
集めてってでボスの時に
Yeah.
戦うってなった
at their
時に
values.
それが300秒間
Cool.
So a bit of a mouthful, like
持つから
maybe difficult to
その
immediately
トロ
wrap
フ
your
ィ
head
ーを
around.
しっかり維持して
And
で
we're
ボス戦に
still
挑む
we're still figuring out how exactly to word that whole talent on the talent tooltip in UI because it's a bit of a, like I said, it's a bit of a mouthful. But yeah,
ただ
we're excited
現
for
状
people
その
to give it a spin on the PTS.
Oh, yeah, I'm
PTS
seeing a
で
lot
や
of
っぱりこれ
things in
これに
chat.
関してはちょっ
SOTG
と試さ
saying
ない
Destin
と
slots
いま
is
いち
so
まだ
cool.
分かってない
Death
だからまあ
119,
ナ
taste
ーフ
that
候補
rainbow.
筆
Is this
頭
a
か
little
もし
bit
れ
of
な
a
い
dig at you having some like internal conflicts like
No.
you're gonna fix rainbow loot and then just make this god rainbow loot? Like I mean I'm all for it. That looks cool. Right, cool.
レインボールートについてこれから改善するっていう時にレインボールートのエキスをぶち込むっていうのに今ハミッシュが笑ってる。
We have more. We have more. Let's keep going. So
ポポイさんもうね
oh, let's do the chess piece next. Oh, Mackenzie wants to talk. I'm going to turn you
コ
on.
メントも正直
Hi.
今はまだマシじゃない
Oh,
五分
the
五分ぐらい
chest piece, we're talking about the one that you
チェストに
unlock from completing the summit, right?
Ooh, yes. All right. Well, you should chime in on this because this
Yes,
one
I was
is
trying to do a
very
clever segue there.
じゃあ
nice. What do we got here?
これが
So
ね
I'm not going to
今
talk about
作っ
the
てる
gear piece itself,
ものら
but
しい
I was just going to mention that the way to earn
Bleeding
this
Edge
is by getting to the 100th floor of the summit, and you'll unlock
10メート
a
ル以内の
quest.
敵に
Um,
出血ダ
If
メを
you've
与える
completed that quest, you'll be able to craft this, if I'm understanding it correctly from what Nikki has told me.
10メートル以内に敵のいる数で
Good at the summit and play that a lot to be able to unlock this one.
Nice. All right. Hey, Bruce, what can you tell us about what this is? You'll also notice that I've chopped off the name of it because
敵がまあ出血
on
してい
this
くと
build, it's actually the wrong name.
で自分のアーマーの
I
1から
don't know
25%
Yeah,
what
so
it's
this
actually
is
called.
の出血ダメを与えるらしい
This
somewhat.
exotic is called Ridgeway's Pride.
Okay.
And the idea here is to once again sort of, as you guys can
敵が1
see,
人だったら
there's a lot of
1%
sort
の
of
あなたのアー
synergy
マーの
here in terms
1%。
of the close
2だったら
range
4%。
close combat
3だったら 9%。4だったら 16%。
hunter
5だったら
predator
25%。
fantasy. So, we thought we would, for players who want to be both offensive but then also have a defensive tool, we created this exotic with the talent called Bleeding Edge, which applies a bleed to any enemy that you shoot with your weapon.
完全にハイブリッドだよね。青森だけだったら多分耐えられないね、これね。
Synergizes really well with the new gear set. This synergizes really well with Adrenaline Rush, right? So whenever if you're building a build that's going to operate
要する
within
に
the 10
敵に
meters
ガン
or
って突っ
less
込まなくちゃいけないからアドレナリンラッシュと
spectrum,
か
like
いろい
this
ろ
is
そういうのをつけて
definitely something that you should consider using, because anytime you're within 10 meters of an enemy that's bleeding, you're going to gain armor regen, and it goes quite high.
Yeah, Violet. I think that's a talent.
Armor regen. If there's 2,
I'm not
it's 4%.
sure.
If there's 5, was it 25%?
25%, yeah.
25% armor regen per second. So if you can hit 5 targets and they're within 10 meters of you and they're all bleeding, you're going to regenerate 25% of your armor every second. But I mean, I challenge you to, if you can pull that off, great. You deserve to have that much self-sustain. But obviously, the AI isn't necessarily going to go easy on you. And if you're playing on the harder content, that's certainly a risky proposition. But I think there's definitely players out there who are going to be able to make use of this.
良さそうだね。
especially in PvP. If you want to face tank like 5 other dudes.
ああ、今言ってるのはね、PVP でもこのビルド面白そうだねって言ってるってことは、PVP でもこのままぶち込む気なのこれ。やべえじゃん。
We will see on the PTS. I would imagine.
盾持って突っ込まれたらやべえじ
ゃん。Monka S or not like this status effects PvP. Keep in mind that we are
リスポーンポイントとかにあんなも
doubling
ん
the strength of resistance mods.
いられたらとんでもないことになるんだけど。
TU11. So if you have a bleed resistance mod currently on live, if you have it at 10%, which is the live value, the maximum value on live, in
Yes,
TU11 it's
doubling.
going to be up to 20%.
Yes.
And we recently
いや、でもほら、モッドが、出血再生モッドが1個入れるだけで 20% 漏れるから。
status effect resistance and cleanses. So I think there's tools in the player's toolbox that they can use to either capitalize on these effects or mitigate it as much as they can. So just a slight sort of acknowledgement
and
of
also
the
if you have the
players and their
holster,
concerns.
the
We're
simplest
aware,
one.
and this is an opportunity to test these weapons.
The holster has
and
2 more
exotics
mod
on
slot.
the PTS. Give me
So
your
actually
feedback.
100%.
My DMs are always open.
I forgot the name,
What?
sorry, but you can create
You
a
have DMs
holster.
open?
My DMs are open. Yeah.
You can
It's
make
dangerous,
it.
man. You live on the edge.
The
I live on the
100%
bleeding edge.
resistance. It's
Me-
so
me
much
and
easier.
Ridge-
Yes.
Ridgeway.
All right. I just want to get to the new Bellstone Armory stuff real quick.
Yeah. So 皆さんも
Can you tell us
簡易ホルスターは今
this new brand?
のうちに作れたら
This
作
is a new
っ
brand
て
set that's coming with D11 in season 3.
おいた方がいいかも
It's a
ね。
defensive brand set. No surprise.
決
And
済性
the
100% 漏れるから。
bonuses, one piece is 1% armor regen, and then armor on kill, and incoming repairs. So again, this is a brand designed for the more aggressive, up close and personal player who's looking for
そうでしょ。
survivability
1% あんまリジェネレーションっ
and
て言ってない今これ。
more independent, less
One
reliance
Blaze
on
Grove.
healer or a dedicated healer or
だって、
some sort of hybrid therein.
Oh, I see.
アーマーオン
some
キルで
people
インカミングリペア
already
修復量
being a little
20%。
bit split on what this would mean. Someone says,
新しい
"You
ギ
made
アセッ
Demon's
トだね
useless
今の
gear
ね。
set." Someone
とっ
says,
と出してきたけど。
literally the person straight above them, it's just Hop says, "This is the brand set I've been waiting for." Yeah, you go.
アー
More
マーキル
options for
5% ぐらいなかっ
whatever you
た。
like.
これやばくない今の。
Yeah, and there's two. Of course, there's two named gear pieces that will be coming with season 3. I don't think
2
we
つのギア
have
セットが
images or
2
slides
種
for
類
those
出
two.
ます。
No,
the
I'm
liquid
running.
PTS では。
engineer and everyday carrier.
10%?
So they'll come with two new
い
perfect
やいやい
talents.
や、10%
The
やれっ
chess
て
piece
無理やろ。
has
それ
perfect,
は。
perfectly efficient. So that's the armor kit refund talent with 50%
デスク
chance
リ
to
ップ
not
でさ
consume
え
your armor kit
5% とか
on
じゃな
use.
かった
The perfect version is a 75% chance, and then the other perfect talent is perfect bloodsucker. So
パー
goes
フェクト
from
ブラッドサッ
10%
カーとパーフェクトなんだって
bonus armor on kill to 12%.
Cool.
And again, these are talents that work really well. This brand set and those talents and Memento and Ridgeway's Pride, you know, they work great in
これ
conjunction
は青が
with
やっぱり急に
Backfire,
来た
which,
ね。
as you guys know, has, you know, a pretty spicy component to it in terms of it, you know, kind of, you know, no pain, no gain. So you're gonna want to build around that as much as possible.
これさ、ハイブリッド
And I think
も
we're,
取っ
you
と
know,
かないといけない
hopefully
かもしれない
some of
ね。
those tools.
特に赤と黄色。
Nice. There is apparently an image for like a nice
スタック
pretty
が溜ま
image.
れば、メメン
Maybe
トで
use
ス
the
タック
backpack
溜ま
for
れ
the
ば、
Ridgeway chess piece.
クールダウンももし上がるんであれ
It failed
ば
to、transfer to my machine that I'm running the stream on, but I was going to grab it for us.
かな
So
り
stick
いけ
around
るん
and
じゃない
I'll show
赤
that off
黄
soon
の
because
ハイブリッドは。
more pretty stuff is always great. Bruce, did you have anything else you wanted to say to the PvP community about some changes they might be interested in coming up with the PTS?
Yeah, so PTS Phase 2 is going to have some
PTS がやっぱり1と2に分かれるらしい。
I've already
シー
mentioned
ズン
this
3ま
on
だま
Twitter,
だ
but
だ
for
な、これ。
anyone who doesn't follow me on Twitter, at BruceWK. So Riot Foam base duration is going to go from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. The Firewall burn on armor break specialization talent for the Firewall. We're going to remove the burn effect in PvP. So if you break
PVP
someone's
では
armor,
ファイアウォー
you
ル
won't
の
be set on fire. What else I got here?
何かがなくなるって。なんだっけ
Changes
アーマー
to
剥がすやつ
pistol, rifle, and marksman damage that was done on during the it was a
ライフルと
10.1
マークスマンと
server
ピストルのダメージに関してはすでにナーフされました。
going to be revisiting those numbers
ただ
after deliberating on it and discussing it with
もう
the
一
community
回
and you know
コミュニ
getting
ティと
feedback
かみんなでこう
while we
フィードバッ
accomplished
クもらっ
the
て
objective of removing the one shot to the toe builds or you know one
その
shot
辺を
crotch
もう一
builds
回やる 見
it was a
極めた
little
いと
bit too heavy-handed on
なんでかっていうとそのワンショットキルビルドが
lowering the overall damage of those weapon
やっぱりまだ
classes or
あ
types
る
so I'm going to be revisiting that
あ、そうそうそう、ファイア
yeah
ー
so I
そう
don't
そう
want
そ
to
う、
get
アー
into
マー
too
こぼ
many
られたらもらえるや
specifics
つ、そうそうそう、それ
because
です、それ
again
で
it's
す。
still work in progress
まあ見つけた
there's still testing to be done but that's just kind of a preview there's some other stuff shields will be taking a little bit more damage in PvP what else sorry I'm looking at like my notes here
It's great.
professional game developer I just want to see if there's anything else that I can risk dropping no I think we'll leave it there for now and then we can we'll have more information coming up in the next couple of weeks or week.
We're like way over time, but I did say this one would go long. There is one thing I want to follow up on about the Rainbow Loot stuff that Nikki talked about in
レインボー
previous
ルートに
weeks.
ついて
If you follow Nikki
信号機ですね。
Patterson on Twitter, you would have seen that he's made some adjustments to what will be on the PTS. So following feedback from
前
last
回
week's
に関
game,
して
we
は
decided
そ
to
の
move
サ
away
ブ
from
特性
a
1が
100% chance to match the
そう
core attribute.
100% コア特性と一緒になるっていうものに関して
sweet spot. So I don't know exactly what that value will be. If it's a 50% chance, a 90% chance, a something in between, or anything. So this will alleviate the issue of rainbow rolls while also allowing for a wider range of builds.
まあ
As
その
always, make sure that you
変更は 100% ではなくなったと 50% なのか 90% なのか何なのかはまだハミシは知らないし、今後みんなで多分決めていくってことになるんだと思う。September 4th?
all the new TU11 content will be on, including the summit, the new skill variant, the shrapnel trap, which will be in the live version, the reward from
Season
PTS 3 manhunt. The actual manhunts won't be able to be experienced on the PTS. But please do give us your feedback. There is, oh, and now I can show that image. We did say we showed a bunch of new stuff that's coming, but I just want to go back to the exotics because those are the fancy things. We have the backfire exotic, which we showed some gameplay of a little bit earlier. We also have the memento backpack, which you can experience on the PTS. I love that the hunter mask is in there as well. It's very much that hunter fantasy, which I'm super into. And then the Ridgeway's Pride exotic chess piece, which looks super sick.
これ新しいね。Ridgeway's Pride.
I imagine people are going to be getting their
新しいエキゾティック
in-game cosplays,
どうも出んじゃん。
which I'm super into. So do share those with us. So yes, PTS is on Friday, so that's pretty dang soon. The season 2 is also continuing right now. So I want to just show this. The new league has started, so the Titan League is
ちょっと
available.
いろいろぶち込みすぎだよ。
List of activities there. I think we also have the
まあ今はもうタイタンリーグについていったのか。
it runs for 2 weeks.
ちょっとね、今、サミットが明日のあれに入るかどうかね、僕聞き逃しちゃったんですけど、多分入んないと思うんだよな。BTS には。
That's correct. Yeah.
All right.
I have no relation to Andrew WK.
Really? I'm just gonna put a link in so people can spam you. There you go. I put it in chat. His DMs are open. Look. Do not.
Don't make me regret it, chat.
Don't make Bruce regret it. This is I used to, and then I had to stop. So be nice to Bruce, please. Otherwise, he's going to he's going to delete his Twitter account, and you'll never see him again. That's definitely what'll happen. Mackenzie, was there anything that you saw that you wanted to address and, bring up?
Yes. Yep. So I have a few questions I saw in the chat. You already mentioned that the summit will be in the PTS. It will be the entire summit, so you will be able to go all the way up to floor 100 and just see everything, give as much back as you can. We're really looking forward. Another thing that I saw some confusion about how the floors work.
とりあえず分かったのは、皆さんサミット BTS に来ます。
You can always select any floors, any rally point below that to start at again. So if you make it all the way up to floor 70, you can restart at 50 or 40 or 70 or whatever.
多分400回までいけるって言ったんだけど、この人的に言いたいのは多分40回までだと思う。
You'll see these are your options of where to start at. 1, 11, 21, one of these you can restart again. There's also, if you really like a set of floors, say that you like playing 41 to 50, once you kill the boss at floor 50, you'll get to this same elevator menu and you can go back down to 41 again. And so it's really built to let you play specifically the way that you want to. And so you can just kind of grind the difficulty that you specifically want.
11回と41回だけ開放?
Floors really set the difficulty here. So if you have your global difficulty set to something else, that's ignored within the summit. It specifically looks at what you select with the elevator. And the summit, as far as on the mega map, it shows in New York.
メガマップで言うと、ニューヨークに出てくる。
And yeah, I think that's the main stuff. You can, like, we're working on the objectives, and there's a lot of stuff that we're looking at with the PTS to see what people think. And the way that we built the summit is really dynamic, and so we're really excited to be able to keep on improving it and adding new things where we can.
Cool. There's a couple of questions that I saw. Will people ever run across the White Tusk in the upper legendary levels?
レジェンダリーでは
Yes.
ホワ
So
イトタ
the
スクも出ます
legendary
か
that you see there
Yes,
are
出ます。
the white tusk. And so that's from floors 81 up
80
to
回から
100.
100回まではもうホワイトタスクなんだね。
Cool.
レジェンダリー
And
はもうホワイトタスク。
yeah, I saw some comments asking about this video here. On the lower floors, just floor 1 to 10, currently it's just the rakers and cleaners. That's the normal floor set, and you know it's kind of more of you might notice that at the lower floor, specifically these normal floors, that there's less. We try to make it not as challenging, kind of like we would in a normal main mission. So what you'll see is a bit limited, and so you'll see a bit more stuff as you go higher up in the floors, as far as like exotic elements of combat.
Well, I have a couple of other questions I want to get to. Lazarus Knight was asking, if my friends unlock a higher floor, can they join them, or does your personal progression is that taken into account?
You can join them.
You
Yeah.
can join them.
OK。自分が例えば全然やってなくて、一回そうだった時に、例えば、フレンドの方が、もう80回行ってるよって言った時に、ジョインできますかって言ったらできます。
Just to clarify also the checkpoints, is level 100 a checkpoint? Or
it is not.
It's
No,
not, so you'll be put back at 91, correct?
Correct, yes. And I guess I could talk a bit about checkpointing. When you die, there's a specific you respawn at the last elevator you took, and so you'll take elevators up every 3 floors. And so, like, if you were to die on floor 8, you'll respawn at floor 7. So there is, you know, that's something to keep in mind.
リスポーンポイントは、3回ごとにあるんだって。だから8回でもしあなたが死んだら、4回か7回でリスポーンが可能なんだって。
And on boss floors as well, there's a checkpoint. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and people, again, you can experience this on the PTS starting on Friday. And we definitely need your feedback. I know Mackenzie and Bruce will probably be on the forums.
PTS に関しては、あなたのフィードバックがもう本当に必要なので、ぜひ皆さん遊んでください。
Bruce and Mackenzie, if you can just keep an eye on chat and see if there's anything that you do want to acknowledge. I want to throw over to some agent highlights because I have a couple of really cool ones this week. I am particularly impressed with the topical nature of our first agent highlight from over on Reddit with AXS56CVB with this little bean. Obviously, if you haven't been playing Fall Guys, you are missing out. I would love to see this. Someone send it to Oliver and make sure that we are eventually in that game because it has to happen. Very cool.
Society falls, so does he.
Yeah. Very cool. That is awesome. I also have another one from Reddit, from Backwards Backpacker. That is it.
これはかっこいいな。
I need all of these practical things that the community
これ欲しい
make,
な。
so I can, because that is an awesome kit bag for like cameras and stuff. Obviously for other things too, but I would use that. So Backwards Backpacker, please. Can I have? I very much like it. If you do have things that you want to share with us that you think would be cool to have on the Agent Highlights section of the show, just use hashtag Agent Highlights on Twitter, and we would love to share more of your things. It can be anything. We've had a range of different crazy things on the stream before, so get stuck in and share those with us, please. Mackenzie, Bruce, we've hit the hour mark. Are there any other things you want to say before we head off?
Yeah, I can answer. So AA_Brian asks, all caps, Bruce, will we get any poison resistance mods? So poison it's a unique status effect that there is resistance for it, and you can resist against it through hazard protection. But it's kind of unique in that we don't really allow the player to create poison damage effects, and it's something that we sort of it's a very unique status effect that we're still deliberating on it. That's the sort of long and short answer there. Poison is more of an exotic status effect that we don't necessarily want you to be able to achieve immunity to too easily or very easily. So that's why it won't exist on resistance mods currently. But as anyone who tuned into, I believe, the last state of the game, I think maybe may have mentioned that we are adding ensnare resistance and oh gosh, disorient, I
プレイ
believe.
ヤーが毒を使うってことはないか
Putting
ら、
myself on the spot here.
毒レジスタン
But
スについては
two
今のところ考えてない。
previously missing resistances will be available to farm.
で、2つの新しい体制、なんだっけ、1個。
Want to clarify something in chat? We've talked about stash space. I've asked Yannick many times.
まあ追加はされます。
Been here before, you will know it. I've put that to him many
そうですね、
times.
トラップ体制とあともう1個なんかだよね。
And the answer is no.
あ、
Right now, it's stretched as far as it can be.
Someone corrected me. Sorry. So yes, disorient resistance, also known as confused resistance, in TU11. So internally, we, and I believe in Division 1, we refer to it as confusion. But in the Division 2, we try to gravitate towards the term disorient. They're the same thing, but it's not very consistent in the UI. I quite actually this afternoon, prior to coming on the show, was going through all of our text files and updating them. So now, all instances of confuse should say disorient. Apologies for the confusion.
Okay, cool. I am also excited because there's a lot of changes coming in TU11, and I imagine on the PTS there must be patch notes. I don't have any word from Johan about where those patch notes are, if they're maybe even up on the forums now, but probably not. There should be some PTS patch notes coming that are very juicy. I imagine, Bruce, there's a lot of changes that you haven't talked
PTS の
about
パッチノート
today,
について、
that are in there as well.
In regards to what? Sorry?
Just general balancing changes and bug fixes and all sorts of things that will be shown in those patch notes for the PTS.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. That was a lot today. Thanks, Mackenzie and Bruce, for coming
は
by.
い、というわけで1時間
Yes.
Always a
Just want to
pleasure.
restate. PTS coming on Friday, where you'll be able to
コンフュージョン
experience
だから
all of
は
this,
あ
and
れ
there
だ
will
よ
be
ね、
patch notes before or as soon as
なんだ
that
っけ、ガン
comes,
ナーの
and we will know a lot more
や
then.
つとかだよね。
There's a lot of exciting things, and the summit is going to be on the PTS, which is really cool. And I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm going to bring up our key. And no, that's it. That's not it. I did it wrong. Why isn't it show? Okay, sorry, VMix issue. This, the new PvE mode, the summit, is coming into U11. Is free to all players who own Warlords of New York. You don't need to pay anything extra to get that. If you own Warlords of New York, it's yours. All right, that's going to be it from us for today. I almost got through the whole stream without whiffing anything apart from that last little thing. So it's been a fun one. Thanks, Mackenzie and Bruce, for joining. Lots of cool new stuff. You guys probably need
And
to.
for anyone, sorry, like chat goes so fast. I've missed hundreds of questions. Once again, don't hesitate. Reach out to me on Twitter. I can try to answer what I can there.
質問があれば、
and
ツイ
Bruce is
ッ
always
ター
looking
で
at streams,
聞いて
so
ください
Mackenzie
だっ
is
て
too. So we're always listening. All right,
いやいやい
thanks
や、だ
everyone
か
for
らも
coming
っと
by
公
today. We
式
will
で、公
see you
式
all
で
again
まと
next
めて
week,
く
which
れ
I'm
よ。
sure will be a stream packed full of things to talk about, especially since it's after TU11 PTS is up. So lots to talk about. An exciting time. All right, see you all again next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
はい、というわけで、そうですね、またツイッター限定の情報がたくさん出ると思います。なので、もしご興味がある方は、ニッキーとかさっきのマッケンジーとかが多分キーだから、あの人たちをフォローしておくといいのかもしれない。全然話ついていけなかった。了解です。今最後に、今日のまとめ軽く、本当に今日は軽く言ってすぐ終わろう。あ、マジっすか。かな。まあ ちゃうよ。いえ。あ、これもうすげえ見づらいじゃん。いけるか。いきます。じゃあ最後にパッといきます。まず新 PV モード、スカイスクレーパーじゃなくてサミットという名前になりました。で10回ごとにボスが出てきます。でチェックポイントは、4、7の2つ。要するにだから11回から20回だったら14と17っていう感じです。大丈夫かな。あとはまあもちろん11回ね。11、14、17っていう3回ごとにチェックポイントが入ります。で、勢力とマップに関してはランダム。で、回ごとにアクティビティがあるんですけど、人質とか、そういういろいろなものもランダムになります。で、ソロのスケーリングもあります。で、マッチメイクに関しては、レネイさんだ。ちょっと黙ってもらって。はい。で、ソロのスケーリングもあります。で、マッチメイクはまだわかりませんが、多分あると思います。で、進行状況が違う場合、要するに1人がもう先に90回とか行ってて、でも、それでも1回しかクリアしてない人を連れていくことは可能になっています。大丈夫かな。で、ローグとの遭遇イベントもあります。ランダムです。ただし、ハンターはありません。今のところ。ちょっと気になるけど、まあ、ロングとの遭遇イベントは今のところないということで。で、9月4日、金曜日、PTS 開始します。で、サミットも限定的に開放します。で、PTS は、PTS フェーズ1と PTS フェーズ2、2つ分かれます。フェーズ1に関しては、新エキゾ、新ギア装備のバランス調整に入ると思うので、そちらに関して特にご意見があれば欲しいと。あと、もちろんバグに関しては、随時募集中という形になっております。こんな感じかな。なんか言い忘れたことある。それぞれの個々の、新ギアセットの、ハンターズ、なんだっけ。ハンターズ、ホニャララとか、リッチウェイの誇りか。リッチウェイズプライドとか、その辺に関してはまた、多分、新しく、細かい情報はまた明日、多分 E さんあたりが出してくれると思うので、こちらを見て、ぜひチェックしてください。という感じでした。9月4日、BTS 来ます。ハンターズフューリーか。なるほど。タンク、そうですね。タンクも今回はちょっと、輝くし、なんだったらハイブリッドに関しても今回は結構輝く予定になってる。ですね。で、クラフトピアは早期アクセスですね。今しかない。ですかね。僕はもうそういう動画はもう絶対出したくないから。そうですね、たくまさん。これでこけたらマジマッシブは終わり。まあ、アバター作ってるからそっちで成功する可能性あるけどね。はい。というわけで、皆様遅くまでありがとうございました。放送はこちらで終わりたいと思います。結構ね、楽しくなってきたので、ぜひ、今のうちにね、もしかしたら黄色と赤のハイブリッドとか、青森のいいやつとかも取っといた方がいいかもしれない。そのに関してはちょっと、PTS 僕もちょっとやっとこうと思うので、それでまた情報共有できたらと思っております。皆様、遅くまでありがとうございました。また、会いましょう。では、おやすみなさい。良い夢を。Good night, guys. Have a nice day or sweet dream. Okay. See ya. Bye bye.